Hello.
Oh wait, we're starting.
Tell us.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Dixie Biggs.
And I'm Eliza Lott, and welcome to We Like to Work.
Today we'll be talking about all things
Gay, drag,
pop culture and whatever else we want to talk about.
yeah.
So,
Okay, so this is our first episode, so welcome everyone.
yeah, hi.
Hi. So I feel like what we should start with is just people getting to know us. Really getting to the deep, dark depths of who we are.
And that is quite scary to be completely
That is
honest.
really scary if you're talking about you, me. It's all sunshine and butterflies because I'm so happy. Happiness is
Sometimes too happy.
too happy. Anyway, so how about we start with you? So let's
Talk about growing up.
growing up.
Well, originally I'm from Tasmania and it's a bit, yeah, you are too. You literally are as well. And I guess like in regards to like being gay and stuff, I didn't really come out until I was 19 because Tasmania's a little bit behind in that regard.
T can confirm.
And I don't even know, like it was just a bit of a struggle really. I struggled a lot more coming out than you probably did.
So we'll talk about the struggle. If you feel like you want to talk about when you sort of first thought that you were gay.
Well. I don't know, I guess just like in high school and stuff, you kind of start looking at boys and everything. But I used to be like, no, I'm just looking at them because like they were like sporty and stuff. But really I thought they were hot, but like deep down I was like, no.
Yeah.
You can't feel like that because that's bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not religious or anything. But and I had like all the sport in the world and everything like that. But it was just really, really hard for me. I literally like started seeing a counsellor and I was telling my parents that like I didn't want to be here anymore because I was like, it's so wrong and everything. But let's not start off on a negative. Obviously I'm a cross-dresser now, so here we go.
Professional cross-dresser.
And yeah, so when I moved to Melbourne, like that was a very quick scenario of back in Tassie, but like my friends and family are awesome, they don't care. Dad works with like builders and everything, and he shows them photos of me and my boobies, and so they love it. And yeah, since I've been up here, I've done like, I just started going out in drag. This was actually one of my first weeks. Then I started going out to other places and everything, and then like over time it's been nearly 4 years since I've done drag, and I get like, the occasional gig and I work at a club, and that's pretty much me.
Do you study anything at all?
Well, now you brought it up. As a male in the beauty industry.
Oh my god,
Nah, we say that as a joke because I haven't been able to get work for a while. So I just always used to complain to everyone, so hence the male in the beauty industry, because I'm not really. And at uni I do dermal science, like clinical aesthetics, just to sound posh. And that's my first year, and I'm about to go into my second this year, which is exciting.
We've made it.
And hopefully in between, dress up a little bit more, you know, make mum and dad proud. And what about you, I guess?
Oh my god, me,
Your
my
turn.
turn, wow. I'm super shy, so I don't really like talking about myself, but alright, so let's start it back. No, so I grew up in a little seaside village in Tasmania, gorgeous little town. So yeah, in regards to being gay with that as well, I legitimately knew no gays. And that's, like, there was one guy who
It's all
was
just
like...
girls, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all the girls.
Yeah.
But like,
Sorry, I
even
keep
like,
interrupting already.
wow, okay, cool. So I thought it was my turn. No, but I think that was the hardest thing for me, is because when I had those feelings, I guess, I was like, well, what is it? Because I didn't know what it was. But then...
And we didn't grow up with seeing it anywhere.
No, that's what I mean, like, that it's
So
not
it's
there.
not even in your mind that you could like another boy,
Yeah.
because you're growing up with like mums and dads, and like you're at school and you're talking about sexual health and everything.
Oh,
and
there
like
was
you just
no gay.
you don't learn anything.
Yeah, there was no gay
I didn't even
sex
know what
ed.
gay was. I started getting called gay when I was in like grade 6, and I was like,
That's what I
what
was
does that
gonna
mean? But
Yeah.
anyway, sorry.
No,
chatting.
again, no, I was gonna say that too, because I used to get called gay all the time, and we've talked about it a lot. We would go home and cry and be like, we're not gay, we don't even know what gay is, because people would just say it as like, and they probably didn't even know what it was either.
Well, like, yeah, some did. Like, someone used to always come up to me, it was a girl, and she used to say, like, how's your boyfriend, Tom? And I was like, I don't know a Tom. Like, and I was like, what do you mean boyfriend? And, like, he used to go home, and, like, mum used to get, like, really upset about it, as parents do.
Yeah.
But, she couldn't care less, though.
No, and neither. And so, kind of fast forward, like, out of that, I didn't come out until quite late. I think I was, like, 23, and I went to some, like, oh my gosh, it was, like, some, like, self-help thing. Not self-help, but, like, yeah, you're looking at it like that.
Sense.
But it was, like, you know, you have to tell, like, someone something that you've always wanted to tell them. And then I rang my mum, and I was like, I'm gay. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, oh, we'll tell the family. And then, like, we told everyone, and, like, that was it. Like, I told everyone, and everyone was fine with it. Like, some people took, like, a little bit more time, but apart from that, like, it was really fine. I wish that I had done it a lot sooner, but, yeah, like, I don't really mind that I did take that little bit extra time to, like, come out and stuff like that.
And I think it's always accepting yourself before. Like, people, like, again, even in high school, people would always say it, and I was just like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And, like, you just have to kind of accept it first.
Yeah.
Because I had all the support in the world, but even then I was still like, no, I'm not, it's disgusting. Like,
yeah.
That's only because I didn't know that it, like, especially in Tassie, it's a little bit more rural, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you're growing up with an expectation of, like, this is how you're supposed to live your life, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's just no gay crowd back home either.
No. So then even, like, when I was, like, living over here and I was going to, like, full-time dance, like, that's what I moved here for, I still wasn't comfortable to, like, come out as gay. Which that was, like, my own thing. I just hated the word gay. I was like, oh, like, I'm bisexual, like, nothing against, like, that, which is bad because I knew that I was, but I used that, which is, like, really shitty for that stereotype because a lot of people, like, think that that's just a thing. Obviously, bisexuality is a thing. So I definitely used that, and then when I finally came out, and now I'm, like, the biggest fag you've ever met.
I mean, just listen to the voice.
Just listen to this, like, me not knowing that I was I knew it. But, yeah, so I started full-time dancing, and, which is super gay, and I worked overseas as well, on a cruise ship, and look, now we're here, dressing up as a woman, on camera. Hey, Mum. You proud of me? No, but I'm like, I have the best parents ever. Like, they're so, we have very similar upbringings, and our parents are just so proud. Like, we both FaceTime our parents.
Come from, like, just a little town.
Yeah.
I came from, like, the second biggest city in Tassie. He came from, like, a tiny town.
And that's not saying much. It's a pretty small place. But, like, no, my parents are the best. Like, they've always supported me, anything that I've wanted to do. Like, even, like, my grandparents, things like that, they, like, they maybe don't understand it. They're probably like, oh, like, I don't get it, but at the end of the day, like, it's me. I'm learning to be me, as Jermaine said, you know.
Don't you ever do that. I swear to fucking God.
But,
no.
and now...
my grandparents are the same, actually. And my nan is, like, she's 92 this year.
Yeah.
And she literally does not care any less. Like, she's always like, oh, send me photos, like... And because before I even came out to her, I was going to come out to them because they were older and, like, they love me and I love them and everything.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh, they probably, like, don't understand. So I was just like, I'm going to leave it. And then someone in the family talked about it. And then
there was, like, a confusion thing, wasn't there?
Yeah. And my, like, nan got confused because she's a bit older. And so I went over one day and she was like, excuse me.
Wow.
And she was like, oh, so, like, I heard that you're trans. And I was like, this is before I did drag, and I was like, no, nan, like, that's a completely different thing. And she was like, oh, like, well, what do they all mean? So I explained it to her and everything, and she was like, well, why wouldn't you tell me? Because there's a joke back home, like, if you're from Tasmania, you've got two heads, so people always ask, like, where your scar is. And she was like, you know, there could be two heads and there'd be more to love. So, like, I was very lucky in that regard. And then one day I just rocked up to their house. Yes, I've lost 2 nails. Rocked up to their house in drag because I wanted to show them before I went out on a night out. And Pop was very shocked. He didn't really look at me, but he wasn't, like, it's just so foreign to him. And Nan loved it. We got up and had a photo, and she took the photos to Craft and everything and showed all the ladies. And I was like, oh, I wonder what they said. And she was like, I don't care what they said, like, you're my grandson, I love you, I'll just tell them to, like, off. And I was like, that's where I get it from.
Which is the best. Like, and I was, like, most scared, the person I was most scared to was one of my nans. And because she's, like, goes to church all the time and, like, all that kind of stuff.
Too.
Yeah, she called me and she was like, Sean? And I was like, yep. She's like, yep, your father come around and told me. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, in my head, like a stomach, like, I was literally out and about. And she goes, awesome. Just want to let you know, we still love you. And that's awesome. All right. And see you when you get home. Okay, bye. And like, that was it. So there's so much pressure put on it, I guess. And nowadays, like, you think that a lot of people... Anyway, you think that it's like a big deal, but I'm so excited for like the next generation, I guess, as I'm getting a little old.
Well, and everyone jokes about it too, because like people like younger, not all younger kids, but like younger kids get to like come out so young. Like, because there's some, I've known like some friends who've got like kids and stuff like that, or like friends of friends, and they're like 10 and they're like, no, I'm gay, and it was just so foreign.
Oh yeah,
You've never even heard of it when you were little.
No, even like one of my friends, like about gender and things like that. Like when I was younger, like that was like never, you know, we didn't really think about that much. And one of my friends was like, oh, one of my aunties was like, yeah, my, you know, she came home the other day and said like, why am I a girl? And like we had a chat, and like if that's not who you are, like just all those kind of things. It's so great how everything is progressing.
Definitely.
And it's becoming so much more like, I know what the word is.
It's just progression.
It's just progression.
And education.
And education.
I call him Ditsy, or she Ditsy all the time.
I'm a little ditzy. But no, yeah, it's going in such a great way, and I'm very excited for how it's going.
Yes.
Even with Tassie.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's getting better. It's not there.
Getting better.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for the next generation. I think that's gonna be so good.
Yeah, even Mum's like best friend Yvonne. Like Mum and Yvonne have been friends forever, and like she loves it. Like Mum's always like, send her the photos of you, and I bought a breastplate, like which is just like kind of silicone boobs that kind of go up to here. I haven't worn it out yet, but I just sent it around to all my friends and family, just like bare boobs like this, and they were like pissing themselves laughing over the phone, which is so funny. Yeah,
it's so good how much more accepted it is, and I guess like within that, like with like another thing we can move on to is like making friends. So I think that we said before we both were like, it was like you were friends with the girls.
Yeah,
you're always around the girls.
Even my younger brother and that used to always be like, I like he'd be like, why have you only got girlfriends and stuff? Because I got along with girls so much more. I wasn't like a sporty player. I tried it when I was younger. I was not good at it. I used to swim all the time, and that was about all I did. But like I wasn't cool like when I was younger or anything like that. Were you actually?
I feel like I was like not popular.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So like I always kind of got bullied. I guess I was gay and I didn't realise it. But making friends, I just had literally all girlfriends. I think primary school was a little bit different, like maybe like boys as well. But then you kind of all get older and go through whatever. High school was bad. I got bullied like all the time. Like I used to go home crying, whatever else. But I'm sure nearly everyone else has as well. And then, so that was high school, college, I moved, and that's when I started to kind of consider maybe I was gay and trying to accept it. Like I said, I went to like a psychologist and stuff like that because I was like putting so much pressure on myself, and I wasn't eating, and like I couldn't do anything. I stopped going to school for a couple of weeks. Like this was just in college, and ended up coming out of it.
It's really good that you did that though. That like in Tassie though, because like that's not a very big thing to go and seek help. As well, especially where I'm from. Like you get through it.
Yeah, well, it was just me, and I like love mum and dad equally, obviously, but like I've always had a connection with mum, so I used to tell her everything, and like it just got too much for her, I think, because I was crying all the time and I couldn't do things and whatever. Didn't know anything about mental health or anything back then either, really.
Sounds
like
me,
it was very it was like very back then. I don't know, like it just. So mum was like, we need to find help, and because I was like, please don't tell dad, because I didn't know if he'd understand, and then like eventually we found someone, and even I think it was like last year when I moved to Melbourne, I was like really anxious about moving. 2 years ago, sorry, and I still called her, and I saw her when I was 14.
Yeah.
So that's 10 years.
Wait, you were with her the whole time?
Yeah. I didn't see her all the time. I had a couple of years on and off. Like, I was fine, but something would trigger me, and then I'd just kind of spiral again.
Yeah.
But, so back to making friends. Then,
so, like, moving on to college.
Yes. And then, like, I kind of, yeah, we're going like through college, and then I went to it was called New State College, and I went there first, and like kind of liked it, and everyone jokes about it back home, but I liked it because I wanted to do a bit more like psychology and all that kind of stuff. And then I ended up deciding, because I've sung as well throughout my life, that I wanted to do the production. So I ended up moving to LC, and that's kind of where I knew of you, but you were a year ahead, so you'd already left.
Yeah, I don't.
And so I like met all the like theatre gays and everything, and that was just really weird because I was like, I'm not gay. And then like I met this girl, Ashley, and then like we got together, and she's now gay, but we're like still best friends. So there's that, and yeah, we like heard of each other, and Ashley used to ask him, when he's a boy, whatever, I don't know. And like, oh, do you think Hayden's gay? And she used to always ask people, and everyone's like, Ashley, he's gay. And like, I was like, no, I'm not. And then I was like, I literally started watching gay porn when we got together. Ashley.
Oh, I thought you meant that. I was
We've
like,
never been together.
I was like, I don't know when that is.
Which was, yeah, that was a whole thing. But that's how we met.
Yeah.
Do you want to go through your story before we get to like the rest of how we met?
Yeah, I guess like making friends for me, I think like, you know, like I wasn't like, I feel like I was never like popular, but never like, you know, like there was like those people at school that you were like no one talked to.
Was that you?
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me, but I wasn't like super popular. But I feel like through primary school, like it was okay, and then once I got to high school, I think the year 7 was really hard for me, and I got bullied a lot, and I was obviously dancing and just being me, who is just like high voice, feminine, and all that kind of stuff. And then when the people that bullied me, this is the weirdest thing, the people that bullied me in grade 7 were like my best friends in grade 8.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is really weird. So anytime anyone else would bully me for like the rest of my high school, they would like be like on them, apart from this one person. And this one person, every single day from like grade 8 to grade 9, like halfway through grade 9, he would push me up against the wall and call me a faggot. Every single day.
And you were like, yes.
And I was like, I like it.
I know.
No, and it was really traumatic until we had some, like, it was called like a reach program, and you had to say sorry to someone that you'd wronged, and he came and said sorry to me, which is like so big for this guy. Like, he's massive, like a bully, like, and then he never bullied me again. And then it was kind of like, okay, it was just like a lot of like, oh, like, you're gay, and I would have like I was gonna say girlfriends, but like they were girlfriends.
They were.
They were girlfriends, and people would be like, oh, but like, don't you think he's gay? And I would always be defending myself, and I think that like once I got into college, like college was just like a whole nother thing, and like no one really a whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes, yeah?
Don't start.
Okay. So even like in college was really good too, and I felt like I got to explore a little bit more. But then I still was in that like, no, I'm not gay. Like I don't want to be that. Maybe bisexual, but no. And I never hooked up with anyone until after college. Maybe after college, like halfway through probably grade 12.
I was 19.
Yeah, the first time you hooked up with someone.
Yeah.
Oh no, but the first time I hooked up with someone, I was
like all the way.
No, like just a hookup.
Okay.
Like maybe like a sneaky finger or like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a girl, like
sneaky finger.
a sneaky finger.
That's what they call it these days.
That was like 14. You could say that I was like fucking mask.
No! You can never ever say
No,
that.
I can't say that. Me right now, I'm like, you could say I'm mask.
And that voice has stayed ever since.
And this, she never dropped. I always used to be like, people like, oh, like it's gonna, like your voice will drop, and I'm like, no, I don't think it will, and it never did. It just got worse. And then I moved to Melbourne, and I think that moving to Melbourne, like nobody cared. Like nobody cared. It's such a different game over here. Like you move here and like if someone's like, oh, like you gay or straight, like no one cared, but I still defended myself being like, not gay. I was like, no, like I'm not. And I had girlfriends over here like for like 6 months, I feel. And I think the most time that I explored was when I worked overseas.
Sorry.
Yuck!
I'm only human.
I don't do that.
Just human.
When I moved overseas was the most that I explored with like a guy, and that was probably like the best time that I found out that I was maybe a homosexual.
I'm a sucker.
Gross. How about Saxia?
Ew. Okay.
But yeah.
That's so wrong.
Anyway, so that's making friends.
Well, we're gonna have a quick break and we'll be right back. And we're back!
Guess who's back in the house?
We don't have the rights for that.
Guess he's back in the house. She's home.
She's
see?
home.
It's fine.
She's home and
Anyway,
right?
so where were we at?
Okay,
how
so-
we met, and you started talking about how we met, I guess.
Oh, okay, so how we met. So let's
No,
talk
actually,
about...
no. I'm gonna start.
Okay, well,
Let me start.
no, I'll start. No, I do. You go. No, you go.
So we knew of each other, and then we started going to a club.
No, I before that. So I heard of Hated Lions when my friend, so we share a best friend. So when I was best friends with Ashley, we're still friends.
This.
I know you said this, but I'm going back.
Okay.
Shut up. So,
We're also housemates. So
we
I
were-
talk to him like shit.
yeah. So Ashley picked me up from the airport one day and she told me some stuff and then, actually no, she didn't pick me up from the airport, cut that. We caught up and we were, yeah, I know, I'm a liar. And we caught up and we were sitting there and she goes, hey, like I'm dating this guy called Hayden Lyons.
I literally already said this.
Really?
I literally did.
No, but you didn't say the
I
whole
was like,
thing.
she was asking you. Okay, yeah.
Alright, well anyway, so I looked at the picture and I was like, in my head I was like, he's a cool guy. And I said to her, oh no, I don't know, like maybe he's just like, like takes care of himself, whatever. Anyway, turns out, she wasn't pregnant.
I'm not.
Alright, and now you do your story, go for it.
Okay, fine.
Tell your pointless story.
So we knew of each other, then we started going out to a club, and I saw him, and the video showing.
Mine's not.
We'll get it right down there. Anyway,
3 hours later.
I saw him at a club. He had his shirt off. He was so drunk, out of his mind, and came up to me, and then we started talking. And I was like, "Oh my god, it's Sean!" And so then we started sending pictures back to Ashley, and she replied half the time. And
I feel like she got mad because she was like, okay, cool, I
Yeah,
get it.
she's
You
like,
guys
I
each
get
other every single week.
And
I'm
then that kept going, and then eventually, I think I was like, because you lived out at Point Cook, so I was a while away.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why don't you come around for prees? And I was at my friend's house.
And it was the first anniversary of the Yes Vote, and I really, really wanted to go out, and no one would go out with me, so...
Oh, okay, that would explain why I was wearing glitter.
Yeah,
on my
yeah.
face. So we did that, had a few drinks, got along really well. It's been 2 years now, we live together. And he pisses the... That's fine.
But I used to live in Point Cook, which is about
No one
35, like 40 minutes out of the city. But I used to live in Elstonwick, so it was like ages away. So this girl used to be like, no, you can stay over because she loved having me in her bed.
I literally didn't. I hate sharing my bed so much.
But would share it with me like 5 nights a week. And then I wanted to move out of that place, and some other girl like fucked me over. So we decided that.
No.
No, I'm saying, and then we started living together. And that's the end of the story.
This is our second place together.
This is the
And
second time.
yeah, I love it.
And we don't look like we're slowing
good.
down anytime soon. We'll be together forever.
He's off the next place. So yeah, that's literally how we met. Now it's been ever since, and yeah.
And I guess like a question I would like to ask you, Dixie,
Mm-hmm.
the Dixie Biggs, is why Dixie and why drag? Like, what attracted you to it? Why do you do it? How long have you been doing it? Just tell me everything.
Well, it actually started back in Tassie. My friend, there's a bug. My friend Zach Mantine, otherwise known as Aura Argentum, did drag, and there wasn't a massive gay scene there, so I met him and his brother Jacob, and they like always talked about like going out and everything. And Zach used to work at a club back home called Flamingos in Hobart, and then I just started hanging out with them, and like one day he put me in face, and I just absolutely loved it. I borrowed a wig. I ordered my own like literally like $10 bodysuit from somewhere online, and
No, pretty
I
much.
would not order that. And then time went on, and I was like, so I've got a few friends that do drag, and like people who are very expressive in their makeup, and gay friends, and they've got nowhere to go. So I approached a club because I was like, oh, I really want to like a chance to perform. So I approached a club. I organised a drag night, and I was like, to bring people in, I thought I'd do it for charity. So we did it for Beyond Blue because mental health's just always fucking everyone's life up. So we did that, and I got approached by like the newspaper and everything, and it was like really exciting. And I'd only done drag once, so like I was nervous. And like time went on, and we ended up doing it, and it was a huge turnout. Did you come to the first one or the second?
No, but I knew about the first one because everyone from like my town was raving about it. They were like, oh my god, like when you're down next time, we've got to go to the second one, which I did go to and I did support.
And again, we didn't even really know each other then.
No, I think I like put a video of you up or something like that.
We have a photo at Lonnie's together.
Oh yes!
And you were a boy and I was in drag.
Yes! Oh my god, I didn't think about that.
Anyway, I did that, and it was a massive, massive turnout, and like it was, because I just did it for my friends and me to be able to perform or like get a chance to. Like it wasn't the best, but it was something. And we did that and raised quite a bit of money for charity, which was really good. And then as time went on, I ended up doing 2 more, and then I moved, and unfortunately no one carried it on, so that was the end of that. Therewith. And then moved to Melbourne, and like I had maybe like 2-3 drag outfits and 2 wigs, and I was like, couldn't fit it all to move, so Mum bought it up when she came to visit me once. And then I started going out to Poof Doof, and I just loved, I don't know, it's so weird and so cliche, but like I used to sing and stuff like that, and I just never really felt like I like to, I don't escape, I suppose. And so then I started like doing drag, and I loved it. Like I wasn't getting paid to go out or anything, but I preferred to get into a face and go out just for a night out in drag and get just as drunk.
I guess that goes to like performing, like so you like singing, like performing, and I feel like when you're in drag you are always performing.
Yeah, and
because you're not yourself.
I don't know, it's so weird feeling so like I don't always look feminine, but like I try to look like just fishy, I don't know, not even fishy, just like I like to just completely change what I look like.
Yeah.
And you kind of go out and like people like a lot of the time when I first started, and even now, like I love when people come up to me and they're like, oh my god, like you look so good, and like that wouldn't happen as a boy. So that's...
I'd say it to you as a boy.
That doesn't matter. When my friends say it, I don't really care. Which sounds bad, but I'm like, if a random person's saying it, then they mean it. Otherwise, if it's someone who I know,
yeah,
just
true,
being like, oh my god, you look so good, and I know you guys mean it, but no. And then as time went on, I started going out more and more. I had a few drag names. The first one was Summer Rain.
I would have wanted to be Summer Rays.
No, I hate that. Kylie Cox was another one for like a couple of weeks.
Oh, no.
There was something else, and then now I'm Dixie Biggs.
And how did Dixie Biggs come about?
I literally was like, how do people find like a drag name? And I literally googled drag names, and one came up and it was Dixie Normas. And I was like, I don't...
Wow.
Like, I don't want something that's like...
vulgar.
Super crude or whatever, like, which I don't care about, but just for me, I didn't want people to be like, oh, whatever. And
it's got a big cock.
Oh, where do you put it? You know, all that kind of stuff. So then I was like, oh, I'll just change enormous to Biggs. And then like I was like, I really like the name Dixie. And then I was just like Dixie Biggs. And then some people were like, oh, does that mean you've got a big dick? And I was like, well, no, it's just like...
Well, yes, but...
No, I don't. You guys will never know. And then, yeah, time went on, I started doing it more and more, met a few people.
She gets booked.
Now I work at a club, like a gay club here, which before I moved, I actually used to be like, oh my god, I really want to work there one day, or just I want to go to a gay club. And I started going there and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, it's a whole new world. I walked in, I was like, there's boys kissing boys, there's shirtless boys, it was just so
and
weird.
It's just so much fun.
It's so inclusive and everything.
Yeah.
And then...
when you feel so comfortable in comparison to going out.
But I was so beyond nervous that I got shit-faced drunk the 2 times that I went, because I went by myself because my girlfriends wouldn't come with me.
Yeah, which I think is so brave. Like if you can, you used to do it a bit, go out by yourself, which I just
no one would go with me, so I had to go by myself.
Yeah, which I don't think I could do that. I need a companion to take me places.
Then so as time went on, I guess I've just performed more and more. I went through a few phases of being like, I hate it, like I'm not doing it anymore because I just I'm the worst self-critic in the world probably. And like I'll do anything and then I'm like, nah, I hate it. Or I could perform and come off stage and people are like, oh my god, you did so well, and I'm like, nah, I hate it, I want to go home. And that's just something I guess some people go through. I guess most people go through in a way.
Oh yeah, in performance.
But that's the story of Dixie, and she has just grown and grown and grown, and grown. I used to use socks as my titties.
How embarrassing! As if you would like use socks. That's literally like so embarrassing.
Well, now it's a foam titty, as I keep showing. And now they're lopsided. Anyway, honestly, that's the story of Dixie, really, and here I am. Now I spend more money on drag than I do on myself because I don't really care what I look like as a boy, and then in drag I'm like, I want the best.
Yeah. Shout out to Vanity. That's so cute.
This was a drunk purchase, but I feel guilty about for and then
well, that's
I guess you started like in a similar way, but not for drag. You were a performer already.
Yeah. So I've been performing since like I was like 9 or 10, back in the day, back in G City. And then I've like worked overseas and stuff, and it wasn't until I've worked with so many drag queens dancing as the backup dancer, the background person, as someone would say.
Just quickly before she continues, I got really drunk one day and I was like, shut up, you're just nothing but a background person.
Yeah.
So then just because I called her a background person, it's stuck and people are like, she's like, oh, the background person, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
She obviously does dance, I don't dance. Like,
anyway.
I know that like I'm beautiful and this is what it is, but...
and so me dancing, and I literally never thought that I would, do drag. I was like, it's just not for me. Even when you put me in drag for the first time, I was like, I had so much fun, but like I came home like quite late and like rubbed it off and like went out because I was like, I just want to dance with my friends, like.
You're only there for a couple of hours.
Yeah, and I loved it, and I thought I looked fucking snatched. I was like, I didn't look snatched.
I'm sorry, I tried my best.
No, but
I was still a baby queen and I tried painting her.
But I was like, I felt so good, but I was like, this isn't for me. And then I started dancing with so many queens, and then through quarantine, obviously, I did absolutely nothing, and I don't even know when it was, but it was like the start of quarantine. I was like, oh, like I want to try, like I want to do it, and then I started doing it, and I fell in love with it, and I really loved. I just loved everything about it, and like being able to get better and better every time and things like that. And then having people in the house was really good too.
I keep burping, I'm so sorry.
Having people in the house that actually know what to do was like so much better.
Sorry.
And then I just started doing it, and like sort of here we are. And I think I really wanted my name to be Lizzie Thin, because of Thin Lizzie. Because
he gets so much shit because he went as a boy he wears Thin Lizzie, and that's just I don't know. And people are always like, why do you like do this and why do you wear that? And but you do always look really good. But people would always give you they'd be like, you look really good, and they're like, what do you use? And then you're like, oh, Thin Lizzie, and you're like, but do you like it?
But like you literally just told me I looked good. So and then like we pretty much started doing it, and then as time went on, I really wanted to like start doing it a little bit more, and then I've had like help from Dixie and help from like heaps of other queens to like with my makeup and things like that, and wigs, not this fat wig. But then we did our first gig like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and then when we decided like, because there's not as much things in Melbourne for baby queens, and
our first hosting gig.
So then we decided we would just go in contact, and because I worked in events and like doing dancing all the time, like I knew what to do, and Dixie's done the same thing as well, doing it back home. We really just like literally went there one night, and we were like, yeah, we're queens, like we should do this. It was more you. And then we both went there, and then we did our first gig, and like from there, and like for me it's just performing, and I think that like I'm just such a performer and such a dancer, and being able to be in this, like I feel like once you've chucked the lashes on, once you've chucked the wig on, and you've got the like everything in your like cinch, like you just feel like you're performing the whole time, and that's why like I do it, is because I just feel like it's like a performance that lasts like hours and hours.
It's so weird. I don't know if you get like this, but like not always, but like sometimes as like just a normal boy, I don't really feel like that attractive, I suppose. So then like I like to do drag to kind of escape that feeling and be like, I feel like kind of empowered and stuff. Which again sounds very cheesy and whatnot, but like that's just honestly what it is.
Well, I like it. I think I like it.
Why do you like it? What's the reason you like it? I don't do it because I think I'm ugly. Like I
No. I was gonna say, I was like, wait, you don't like, No, I
just
think
do it to kind of feel different, I guess.
I think the reason I do it is it's because like it's just an elevation of me being a performer as a dancer. Like I said, like I just feel like I can go and do a dance gig and I'm on stage for like 5 or 10 minutes for a couple of sets. But with this, I like feel like I'm on the whole time and people are coming up to you and you put, like I become Eliza and I'm like a different person. Like I feel like I'm definitely this, but I'm more of a dumb bitch when I'm in Eliza. And I love that.
Yeah, you definitely.
and
she's already a dumb bitch. So.
I'm a dumb bitch and then I get even dumber.
Saying
And that's pretty much like why I like to do it, because I feel like it's just a performance that just goes on and on until you get home and you take off that wig and you pull the lashes off and you take the titties out.
And then you reveal the sad soul underneath.
And then we sit at home for 3 days and then we're like gross. And then we get back in drag.
That's usually the go, and I guess
that's pretty much it.
that's the story of like drag and
why we like to do it.
And drag life. I'm also, just to say quickly, I'm very obsessed with Miss Cracker, so that's why I just always kind of love her.
I love Roxy Andrews. And that's it. And I guess like going on with that, where do you reckon you would want to be within your drag this time next year? So it is January 21. Where would you like to be like New Year's next year?
Well, with drag.
With drag, yeah.
Okay.
Nothing else but drag.
Well, for a couple of years I literally did it for fun and I'd go out and get drunk and everything, but now this year I said to myself I do want to take it more seriously and kind of be more polished and well-rounded and all of that kind of thing. I think I've got like a good stage presence, but I'm not the best performer, which I'm trying to work on, and Eliza is trying to help me. I'm sure it's a lot. And but yeah, this year I think I just want to kind of focus on performing a bit more. I've been reaching out to a lot of venues. I don't really. Like Australian Drag Race is about to start, which is super, super exciting. And some people have asked, like, if I would do it and stuff, and I honestly wouldn't do it yet. Like maybe one day, but I feel like if you're going to do something as big as that, it's not just getting on there to be famous. It's if you really want to do it.
You want to put your best foot forward.
And say last year there were a lot of. I know last year was COVID, but a lot of people deserve it a lot more because they love it a lot more than me. And this year, especially over COVID, I lost a lot of love for drag and I wanted to sell everything and I was like, what's the point? It doesn't make me happy anymore. But we didn't have a chance to use it or go out.
Yeah.
So then this year I've like decided I want to get like more rounded. I want to really kind of put some money into it as well. Like I know drag's expensive in general.
Which I think you have already, like kind of prepped yourself.
Also,
for
I'm very
this
bad
year
at compliments, so I'm just going to be like this.
Yeah, I'll tell her she's amazing and she'll be like, cool, thank you. I think you put money into it. I think that, not to talk for you, but I think it's just the effort that you need to put into it.
Yeah.
And
I was only mentioning like Drag Race because I was like, it's now that an Australian one's is being filmed, like it's super exciting and it's like a possibility.
Yeah, and do you think that that's made you more excited to do drag?
I don't think so because that happened after, and I'm not doing drag because I want to be on Drag Race. I'm just doing drag because it makes me feel good.
Maybe the drag daughter that you created maybe just pulled you, like she just inspired you to be back into drag and all of that kind of stuff.
It was actually the reason that I wanted to stop. So there's that as well.
Of course it was. Yeah. I was just asking.
No. I'm honest. I'm just joking. So I think what pulled me back in, like stuff started kind of reopening again, and then Yeah, I don't really know. I'm getting
Just the
tongue-tied now.
possibility of
Yeah, the possibility of
actually
being able
use
to go
it.
out again, because people would be like, why don't you practice your makeup at home and stuff? And to me, that's not exciting, and I don't like it. Like, I like makeup for drag, but in general, I'm not the biggest makeup person. Like, as a boy,
Yeah.
I would never, ever wear makeup.
No,
like,
not anymore.
So I used to, but that was just, I guess,
Check the timeline.
experiencing. Yeah, as time went on, I guess I forgot what the question was. There was no question.
You got more like.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. So it like brought me more back into drag, because I guess I lost, through COVID, obviously, like everyone lost a little bit of themselves, I suppose. It was like a write-off, especially here in Victoria.
Or gained.
Well, yeah, I gained as well. So, and then I literally keep forgetting what I'm saying. Getting too emotional. No. I guess just after having the opportunity to go back out, because I was like, I'm not going to get into full drag, spend hours getting ready to sit in front of like a phone to get a picture and then just be like, okay, cool, let's wash it off. I prefer, even when I first started, I didn't practice my faces at home. I practiced them to go out. So like the first couple of times I didn't look the best, but I didn't care because that was my practice to go out. And I guess, yeah.
I think that from like seeing, obviously living with you and seeing things like that, when you got that gig through COVID, I think that kind of kickstarted you a bit more, because you were like, I'm gonna get you start the wig, and you got the new the new outfit, and like I think that me seeing, if like I can interject and be like, I think that's where I saw you being like, I'm gonna get back into drag, and that's where I saw you talk about it more positively.
Yeah.
And like you were gonna get back into it. But yeah, I think that's where I saw.
Oh, that's true. I guess I got a gig like during, and there was also another one that we both did.
Yeah.
Roulette.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Roulette.
doing that online.
Which was amazing, and it kind of saved a lot of drag artists, I suppose, in the sense of that they could perform.
Yeah.
Because there
and
was nowhere to do it. Like, you could take a photo, but you don't want to get into drag and spend all the time to take a photo and then take it off. You want people to see it.
Yeah.
So I guess that is kind of what brought me back into it, and then I started to find the love for it again, because all of my friends were like, I guess whenever I'm down about myself, like my friends are like, no, like stop it, or like a bit of a slap in the face, like stop being stupid, like you're good at what you do. And while I don't always think I am, like when other people say it, I suppose it means a lot. So,
They pull you back in.
I guess after all that, I'm saying I guess like every 2 seconds.
I guess
like it's
I
like
guess
really
you're saying
hard,
that,
no, yeah. That's pretty much it. That's what kind of brought me back in.
And on that note, we're gonna take a little quick break. And we're back.
Welcome back to this segment.
Welcome back. So we're back. What are we gonna talk about now?
Well, I just talked about myself for a long time, so I guess it's your time. What do you
my
want to do
God.
this year? Tell me about your ambitions, your life goals.
Ooh, I really want to
Your
do
journey.
my journey.
Everything.
Well,
What is your journey?
my journey.
Tell me about your journey, though.
I want to know the journey. So this year I am going into this year being single and jobless. So the house down boots. Which is exciting for me. I am excited. I'm excited. The 6 a.m. cries that Hayden hears from his bedroom where I'm crying, they don't sound exciting.
The thing is, I don't go and check.
Yeah, I'm just like bawling my eyes out, like, you know, driver's license? Oh, I'm crying to that song, you best believe. But no, I'm really excited. I really want to do drag. I feel like you know how much that I want to do drag and how much I really love it. I want to...
I don't just laugh, I just am.
And how much, like, I love performing, and so this, I like, because I feel like it's, like I said before, like, I feel like it's an elevation of dancing, and so, like, with, like, the makeup, the wigs, the costumes, the corset, everything, so I really want to do more drag, and I'd love...
Yes.
I would love to do so much more, like, drag this year, like, book some gigs, and...
It's hard, isn't it, though?
It is very hard. Thank you so much. It's very hard for like a baby queen to come onto the scene, especially coming from COVID. I'm really thankful for like lip sync roulette and stuff, because that was the most that I got to perform. Even I was just in my bedroom and I pushed everything to the side and like just had a little boogie there. Like it still was very hard. But now like leaving quarantine, like we've got to do our gig, and hopefully I can do some like more gigs coming up. But yeah, I just really see myself doing more drag this year because it's really what I would like to do.
And what about you as like a dancer? Because you haven't been able to because of COVID.
Yeah, as a dancer.
You were performing what? You were like doing gigs, dancing wise as a boy, like what, like 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, definitely. So I was doing
Because you have nothing. No, I'm joking.
Because I had nothing, which really sucks because I didn't get to do anything during COVID. But yeah, I definitely do want to go back to doing, like, I'm doing kids shows, which is literally the exact opposite of what I do when I dance at like gay clubs. So it's like worlds colliding.
Going from like whore to, I'm like
wholesome. Whore to wholesome. I am. But that's already started.
A wholesome whore.
A wholesome whore.
Thank
Thank you so much. Welcome to the stage.
Wholesome whore.
So I think that, yeah, I definitely still want to do the kid shows and stuff, but backup dancing and things like that, I think I want to move more into doing more drag. And that's me.
Is that?
That's me in a nutshell.
What about like have you danced as a boy in heels before? And when I say heels, I'm not talking about ugly chunks.
The pirate boots. No, I haven't. And like I would
It's
definitely.
a bit harder, isn't it? It's like a bit of a step up.
It's
I know I don't
so
dance
much
in one, but,
harder.
like it's just walking in the middle.
Moving around.
I will just quickly say because you just mentioned pirate boots. So she's got these really I call them chunks from Kmart because they are, but then I also call them pirate boots because that's what they look like.
You know that I've now gifted them. I don't own them anymore. I don't own them.
You didn't tell me that?
I don't own them.
Oh, thank God, because I tried to throw them out once.
So someone else owns them now.
Good.
So we can look forward to seeing
well,
them
that's
in
fine,
them.
because I just hated them and I could go on forever about them, so I'm not going to. So
It's just these gorgeous boots. They were just from Kmart. I got them for the first time that you put me in drag. I remember me walking down the street. We were walking to the club and I felt like the bitch. I felt like
do you remember what
I was like, I'm Vanjie cross Derek Barry because I'm in love with Derek Barry. I was like, you cannot talk, and in the background I heard her saying. What did she say?
I was like, oh my God, imagine queens who don't wear like hip pads as a joke because he's got a massive ass.
And I turned
but
around.
She's got no hips, so like massive ass, like all in tights and everything. And then walking like front on, it was just like.
And here I am like feeling myself. I was like, yeah, like I don't need them. And then Dixie's like, I was talking about you, and I was like, okay.
Not in a bitchy way, just like. I guess it was a bitchy way.
It was a bitchy way. And that's pretty much on me.
What about like when you, because like you're dancing, like do you want to pursue that more, or do you want to integrate that with drag?
Yeah, I definitely want to pursue it a little bit more. Like I've thought about maybe going back or like on cruises like I've done before, but I think that my heart really lies with doing drag because I do enjoy it so much. So it'd be the best, and I do know that there are opportunities to do it overseas and things like that, but you know, integrating that. But I think that for right now and like for this year, I really want to work on it and like invest a little bit into it as well because I don't have that many things. I look like a secondhand Dixie Biggs most of the time.
Like that, first of all.
No, I'm secondhand, so it's your stuff on me.
You do look good for how long you've been doing it.
Stop it. This is the first time.
Yourself to me.
It's the first time she's complimented me, and I'm glad we've got this on tape. I'm so glad. No, I'm really proud of like how far that I've come. Know that I've got a long way to go, which people are not too shy in reminding me. But no, it's exciting. It's exciting to know that like there is so much growth that can happen in one platform. One platform, like one field. Like, you know, drag is like always evolving. So I think that that's what I like about it so much as well.
Yes, well, thank you very, very much for listening and watching. I'm Dixie Biggs.
And I'm Eliza Lott. And you've been listening to We Like to Work.
And we will see you next time with our titties that don't move.
They don't move.
What are you doing?
No branding.
I mean, he missed sucking your dick, but come on.